lot of things to say here for this match with Real Madrid against Olympiacos, which ended 4-3. Four huge goals with Kylian Mbappe, with having 5 games, scoring 8 in this Champions League so far. And coming into this match, it's a high key rated match, just regarding because of the media, what happened the past couple days with Xabi Alonso, Vinicius Jr., the camps being unhappy, players wanting him out, the whole thing that broke out the media like 2 nights ago, and being such a huge topic, because that just seems that makes it bad for everyone. It makes it bad for the team, makes it bad for the higher ups, the coach, the staff, the players, everything, because you don't want a broken dressing room. That's the last thing you want to come into this team or in this game. And there were thoughts of maybe Vini not even starting if the rumors are true, but in training they looked happy. Vini megged Xabi during training, and then they were laughing about it, so they seem fine. So coming to this, Vini's obviously started, and this is finally what I've been wanting to see, is Vini and Mbappe being that duo that they could be, and it looks like it. Vini, I wish he scored. He 100% deserves a goal. He looked great out there. Mbappe scoring 4 goals, nothing better you can do. Not sure why it's 9.9, maybe regarding, because I don't know. There were situations in this match, and you scroll up and you see 3 goals from Olympiacos, so that kind of takes the fun out of Mbappe having 4, Vini performing well, the Mbappe-Vini combo, Arda looking really good. For me, Camavinga was Madrid's top 3. I mean, obviously, rating-wise here, but man, Camavinga was such a huge, important role to today's game. He was amazing in midfield. His creativity, he was like butter. He was like butter. Going through it, his turns, the passing, is just, for me, he looked amazing, and he needs to play more. He's such a key and valuable player for Real Madrid, and I was reading, people don't want Bellingham in the starting 11. It's when you have Bellingham playing at his best, for me, he's one of the best midfielders in the world. But I think just the Camavinga-Goulart dual partnership works better. I don't know, I feel like every time I see Bellingham and Arda playing together, they're not at its best. I feel like they were trying to one-up each other, and that just ruins, similar to like Mbappe and Vini. Obviously you want to be the best player in the midfield, the best attacking, and too many cooks in the kitchen is not gonna work with that. Lunin finally gets a start for Real after not having a single start this season. He's talented. Today I feel like he's shown what he's capable of. 2 to 3 huge saves in this match. All those goals made by Olympiacos was not his fault. Madrid are terrible in the corners. I mean terrible. They can't create a set piece, and they can't defend a cross or a set piece. It's the same thing. I know recently they hired a set piece coach. I don't know what he's doing. I think I ought to be a better set piece coach than him, because Madrid give away huge goals during those situations, and it's not okay, especially coming towards almost the middle of the season. It's almost it's almost, and not middle, it's still pretty early on in the season, but coming into December and having mistakes like that still going on after so many matches of going through it is just something that needs to be. Olympiacos did, for me, look better in the beginning, and then I just feel like the second they scored the first goal, amazing goal, a great pass-to-pass connection, like tiki-taka from Chiquinho. After that, I think Madrid looked better on the ball. Olympiacos just dropped back. Not like defending wise, I guess pressuring wise, they didn't pressure as much. They were doing real passes, and they just gave away the game from there. And then boom, Mbappe scores a hat trick in 7 minutes. So there's then I'm like, okay, Madrid finally, I knew Madrid would get back into the rhythm. I could tell just by the beginning of the match. Like against Elche, I knew Madrid were going to struggle the second the game started. In this game, as better Olympiacos looked in the beginning, I knew Madrid would eventually catch up to him, because I can tell just by the way how they're playing. And then they give away the second goal, and it's just, I don't know if they know how to defend. Those last 2 goals that Olympiacos scored were just terrible defending out of Madrid's backline. Carreras doesn't know how to prevent a cross for his life, or save a cross for his life. Sure, a bunch of injuries for Real Madrid coming to this game. Your whole backline is literally injured. So there's that. But it's even with them against Atletico, they conceded so many corners and could have conceded more. And or crosses because they're just not good at defending set pieces or crosses. So there's that. Substitutions. Fred actually, I mean, he only played for like 5 minutes, but I think he pressed really well. I just think that instead of Fran maybe 10 minutes earlier, maybe the 80th minute or 75th minute, where Madrid were looking slow after conceding the Alcabi goal, I think you should have brought in a Gonzalo Garcia. You know, you're 4-2 up. You're kind of lacking in the attack. You know, bring in a Gonzalo for 10, 15 minutes. Bring in Endrick for 10, 15 minutes. But instead, they decided to play it through and not make a change until the 90th. And Madrid almost conceded, almost like twice from crosses as well. I think one of them were a cross that they almost conceded. Another one was Kabi shooting, went wide. But there's that. And then Brahim Diaz, nothing crazy. I mean, I think he should have gone in instead of, or Gonzalo should have gone instead of Brahim. Brahim hardly had the ball. He had a chance that he could have passed in the middle. Besides that, he was nothing crazy. He wasn't terrible. I mean, he could have done a better pass there. And it was Bellingham, who didn't. I just feel like he didn't drop back. That goal was mainly his fault. I think it was the third goal for Olympiacos. El Kabi and the person who scored when they're making the play. Who was it? Or was it this goal? I don't remember which one it was. No, it wasn't. It was the last goal. I forgot who it was, but Bellingham just didn't drop back. They were free in the box for like 10 seconds. No one was marking them. They were all just staring at the ball and didn't care about their surroundings. They went for the cross and they score. So it's just terrible just defending from Real. It takes the fun of how decent they looked. I don't say decent because they weren't spectacular. This wasn't their best performance. I mean, 4 goals is huge for Mbappe, but it just takes the fun of the Vini, Arda, Mbappe trio that looked really strong today. Because in Camavinga, that looked really strong today because you conceded 3 goals, 2 of them in a terrible way, and then the first one was just great work from them. But it's just. You just gotta, it's the Champions League as well. You needed a win. If they which they did almost tie, Madrid would have been 4 games in a row without a win. Hopefully my thing doesn't get, because I might low key, because CBS is playing in the back, so hopefully I don't get copyrighted. Hopefully that doesn't tell. But either way, it's just. It's something which you just really gotta work on. The next matches, hopefully most players come back. Everything's slow. Hopefully most players come back for their next match. I can't remember who it is. It's gonna take a second to load. They did Girona on Sunday. Coming to this match, hopefully injuries come back, or the injured players come back fit. You never know what Girona can do. They competed well against Barca. But then Barcelona later on scored a bunch afterwards. But I think they looked strong against them, and they could have had chances to score or win. And not win, but play better. But we'll see what happens there. You can't really go for the 3 in the back, depending if Hoyson comes back. I do like Fran of how much he did aggressive wise coming towards late in the match and really fast, and maybe could have gone through the to try to get a goal, but. Just huge game for Madrid, pretty underperforming, but huge goals. If that makes sense. It's just an iffy game for Real Madrid as a whole.